Hi guys, today I am crocheting this teal velvet dinosaur. This is a request from one of my customers. I've got a couple orders up. My business is called dino.doodads. Today I just wanted to record a little bit of me making this because one, it motivates me, and two, I like making videos. So I figured I could kill two birds with one stone. For this I figured most of it I would just do a voiceover because it doesn't make sense for me to have like a couple hour long video. I don't feel like it would be as entertaining, but so I figured I would do it in this format with some time lapses and a few animations between. I hope you guys like the animations. I spent more time than I should have on them, but I really enjoyed making them. So right now in the video I am just working on the body of the dinosaur. I had already had the head and neck of the dinosaur done, and then you attach it to you make the top of the back. It's a really cool pattern. I will link the pattern down below. I bought it on an Etsy shop. I definitely recommend it. However, if you're a beginner, it's a little bit finicky. So, I mean, if you've done other amigurumi, go for it, but continue at your own risk. I'd say it's probably intermediate. So like I said, I started with the body. The way that you make the holes for the limbs is you just chain extras and then you count the stitches, and you'll see me do this later. I kind of get confused, but if any of you guys actually crochet, you know that you have to count a lot sometimes. It's just part of the process. Probably the hardest part of crocheting amigurumi is counting 100%. But I chose this yarn. The customer wanted a teal. It's pretty dark just because of the way that the velvet works. So in hindsight, I probably wouldn't have chose this one or in the future. But I mean, for the way it turned out, I think it looks pretty good, and I think in person you can see the eyes a lot better than you can on video. I also think that the velvet texture really adds to stuffed animals like these, especially ones that are very simple. The reflective quality it's just fun, and it's so soft and cuddly. I very much love it. So if you are ever wanting to spice up some basic amigurumi stuffed animals, velvet yarn is great. And honestly, I used to think that it was super expensive, but if you get the right ones, I'll have to look back and see which ones I got. But if you get the right ones, it actually comes with a lot more than you would think, and so I think it's worth it, honestly. You get enough to make it worth the price. So, unrelated to this specific project, if you guys see me smiling every once in a while, I was listening to this new podcast. It's called Dungeons and Daddies. It sounds really weird. It's a D&D podcast, but it's hilarious, and if you like D&D or any other tabletop games, it's a really fun podcast to listen to. I like listening to podcasts while I'm doing projects like this just because I'm able to look at what I'm doing and count what I'm doing, but also there's stuff going on in the background. And so especially whenever I'm doing a lot of projects or I'm just spending hours on things like this, it's nice to have stuff going on in the background, because otherwise you're just sitting there bored. And I like to not necessarily be productive, but I like to do things while I'm crocheting, because otherwise it's just boring. And especially there's this other podcast I listen to. It's called This Podcast Will Kill You. Such an amazing podcast. It's made by two ladies named Erin, so that's fun. The co-hosts have the same first name. But it's all about infectious disease, which sounds very odd. And yes, I did listen to this before, the whole pandemic thing. I don't know if that's a bad word on YouTube, but I'm not gonna get many views anyway, so it really doesn't matter. But I really like studying infectious disease. I think they're absolutely fascinating. I'm a weirdo, but that's okay. But the podcast is so fun, and yeah, I just love listening to it. Animation coming up. Did you guys like that? Because it took me a while to make, and I really like it. It's not too fancy, but I just went in on the Procreate app and made it, and I thought it was kind of cute, and it just added a little bit to this. And so I think that it's pretty cute, and so I have two of those transitions like that, and then I may have added an intro. Honestly, I don't know at the point that I'm recording this voiceover. But then I also added this little speech bubble later on in the video, and it's really fun to make these simple animations and like put them in your videos. And I don't have much experience with making videos like these either, but it's something that I have always really wanted to do, and I've always thought that the ideas and the small animations looked really cool. And so I figured, you know what, you might as well try, otherwise you're never gonna know if you can do it, right? Anyways, as the little animation before had said, I'm making the tail. It's really easy. It's, like I said, most of this pattern is relatively simple. It's just the limbs and making the holes for the limbs the way you crochet it. Like, if you're an absolute beginner, that's where you're gonna have an issue. But I also had trouble just like getting into the stitches. Like, it wasn't difficult, well, it was difficult, not skill-wise, but just like fighting it the entire time, like fighting to get into the stitches to like start the legs, because this is a no-sew project, so you don't have to like sew anything together. I mean, you like sew up the holes of the legs, but that's just because like if that's how you close the things up, like that's just how it is. But you're not sewing body parts together, and so because of that you're crocheting off of the other body parts, and so it can make it really difficult. I don't know. Right now I'm stuffing the dinosaur, or I was, and it looks really weird. And then now I threaded the tapestry needle, and I'm just using it to close off the very end of like the tail, and I do the same with the feet. See, there's the little leg holes, and it like pokes out a bit. I don't know, it's a really cool pattern, and yeah. Ooh, look at all these animations. Look at the effort. Heck yeah. I don't know. I really had a fun time with like these few small things, honestly. But now I'm making the feet, and we've got a whole dinosaur and a tail, and now we just need 4 feet. How many feet do you think dinosaurs had? The skeletons don't matter. Like, without paying attention to the skeletons, pretend we had no reference. How many feet do you think a dinosaur would have? I'm thinking like maybe 23. But also, not all feet, like some are arms. Like maybe like 7 out of the 23 would be arms. I'm purely joking. Well, not joking, I'm just talking. This is what happens, is I try to be funny while just talking, and I'm not joking, but I'm funny talking, if that makes any sense at all. There's a lot of nonsense, so if you keep watching these videos, I mean, fair warning, there's a lot of nonsense in these videos, but that's just kind of who I am. So I mean, if you wanted to know how many feet/arms I thought a dinosaur would have had, not acknowledging the existence of any dinosaur skeletons or bones, 23. Hi guys, it's a different day. I just wanted to film a live video where I'm not just doing a voiceover for the outro. I did end up finishing the dinosaur the day that I recorded all the rest of the video, and here it is. I think it turned out really cute. The legs, I've made a couple of these so far, and the legs always turn out a little bit wonky, like the holes, but then they look fine. And because the yarn is so dark, the eyes are a little bit hard to see, especially if I don't have a ton of light going on, but it's extremely soft, it's super cute and like squishy, and I really think my customer is going to enjoy it. I've got 2 or 3 more of like these dinosaurs that I need to do in different colors, so I think the next video I do, I'll probably just include a few clips of like how they turn out, or like maybe just a real quick little bit of me crocheting them. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I honestly have no clue what I'm doing with making videos, but it's just something that I've really wanted to do for a long period of time. And I really enjoyed making like the little animations that go like in between like some of the clips of the video. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, like, let me know. And thank you for watching. I appreciate it a lot. Bye.